why I was the most popular playwright in the late 1500s, maybe even today. I wrote legendary plays, tragedies such as Macbeth, comedies like The Tempest, and histories like Henry VI. I was born on April 23rd in the charming town of Stratford-upon-Avon. I was the oldest of 5 siblings, 2 girls and 3 boys. My parents' names were John and Mary Shakespeare. I started school at age 6, learning to read, write, and speak basic Latin and Greek. I had to stop attending school, though, when I was 13 because my dad had lost most of his money. For 5 years, I helped my dad with glove making, which was his trade. I later started courting Anne Hathaway. I was married to her when I was 18 years old. 6 months after we were married, we had our first child, Susanna. 3 years after we had twins, Hamnet and Judith. With a family of 5, I was forced to travel to London to support them. In 1592, I wrote my first play, which was Henry VI. My career was rudely interrupted by the plague, which lasted for 2 years. In that time, I wrote 2 long poems, which I dedicated to the Earl of Southampton in return for a large sum of money. With that money, I invested in James Burbage's acting company, the Lord Chamberlain's Men. Slowly, we built the Globe Theatre, and I wrote 3 new plays just for it. At age 32, I was a major success as a playwright. My father had died, and in mourning I wrote my greatest tragedies, such as Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet. I kept working as a playwright until I retired at 47. Traveling back home to Stratford, I met good and bad news. The bad news was that my son Hamnet had died, but I also found out that Susanna was married and that I had a granddaughter. Even though I was retired, I wrote my last plays at Stratford-upon-Avon. I died the same day I was born, on my 52nd birthday in 1616. People remembered me for my excellent plays, but I even acted in some of them. You may even say I was the first cameo. I also invented thousands of new words and phrases which no one heard before. Looking back, I almost had my career ruined by the plague. So if you ever want to become a playwright, don't start now.